All right, okay, I'm sorry. I know I made you guys wait. But here we go. This is the next part to what happened after I went back into my depression and moved back home. Okay, so that's where we left off. All right, so here we go. Now, I moved back and my best friend's like, nah, son, we're not dealing with this stuff. I'm not gonna sit here and watch you be depressed. I'm just like, yo, you can't stop me, man. You can't stop me. You can't stop this fire. But yeah, he wasn't having any of that. So this is the introduction to the Japanese community. I got back, I'm all alone, he's not feeling it, and he's just like, look, you need to get dressed, put your pants on, and we're going out. And I was like, all right, I guess. So we go out, we go downtown, he's just like, I'm going to introduce you to the Japanese community because you've never met them. I speak Japanese and I want you to be part of this. I don't want you being inside crying alone, playing the violin all the time, which I was doing. So we go out, and I remember the first time I ever met a Japanese person in Toronto was at a New Year's party. And it was crazy. Like it was like I'd never met a Japanese person in person before. So it was really weird, like new accents, a different language I never heard before. I couldn't tell anybody apart. Like, I mean, I could tell the people apart. I could tell that they were different. I mean, this is Canada, man. I don't need to explain this anymore. So I'd never seen a Japanese person, or at least I thought I'd never seen a Japanese person. We're just hidden. So we are at this party and it's really cool. I meet a couple guys, one guy that dances and he's married and he looks really young, but he's actually like way older than me. And then I met like another guy who played the guitar and this white guy who was singing in Japanese, blowing my mind. I was like, what, white people can sing in Japanese? What? It was crazy. I just had no idea what was going on. I met like the angriest Korean girl I've ever seen in my entire life. She just looked like the party literally just sucked her soul out, like somebody dragged her there. Looked like she got kidnapped and placed into this party and she just wanted to escape, but nobody would let her out, and there was like an invisible barrier stopping her from walking out and leaving because she didn't want to leave without her friends. I don't know, maybe that was what was up. Anyways, this party was freaking crazy and it was a lot of fun, and this was my first experience talking to Japanese people in person, and that was really cool. And I made an effort to try to talk to many people, but at the time my cell phone was a piece of crap. So see, I wanted to make friends, right? Because like, that's what my buddy was trying to get me out to do. He's like, you need to go and make some friends. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make some friends. So I went out and I brought my cell phone. My cell phone was really old. It was one of those flip phones. It was really shitty, and also it was dead. Like, I didn't have any money on it, so I couldn't call anybody anyways. And I'm just like, hey, yeah, so can I get your number? And then my phone was such a piece of crap, I couldn't even add numbers in it. So I'm just like, yeah, just write it on a sheet of paper. Yeah, it wasn't a cool look, really. I guess you could say, oh, I'm doing it classical, but then you need a fountain pen or something. I don't know. It was just so much fun. It was such a good party, good experience. From there, I started going to more and more Japanese parties, more and more Japanese events, and meeting people. I met people in the community. I made some really amazing friends who I'm still friends with right now. Many of these people actually that I'm talking about, I'm still friends with right now. And I found this love for the Japanese. Me and my buddy, we started studying up. And okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, and you know, and don't think of me any less. Okay, guys, please don't think of me any less. But I started studying up PUA, and if you guys don't know what PUA stands for, it means pickup artist. But the thing was, I wasn't using it to just get girls. I wasn't using it to get girls to go to bed with, because I'm not into that. That's it's kind of against how I am. I don't like one night stands or picking up girls at bars, any of that kind of stuff. That's not really my thing. I went in because I wanted to learn, like, because whenever I saw a PUA, I'm like, oh, these guys just have so much confidence, and this was kind of like my gateway to psychology in a way. Like, this taught me a lot of stuff, so I kind of took the goods from it, kind of like when you learn like realistic painting or whatever, right? And you are but you love to draw anime, right? It's like you're picking and choosing elements from the realism and then applying them in an anime, or sorry, manga style, right? So I was doing that. I was taking this big tree that's covered in lots of perversion and I was using it and applying it in an innocent way. So I used different like techniques. I used the touch barrier, and I used like all this other crazy stuff. If you guys want me to go into detail about that, I guess I could make a video on what I used to do, but whatever, we'll talk about that later. And I would just connect with people in that way, and I was making friends. Like, I'm talking about girls and guys. I wasn't just using this to pick up girls. Me and my buddy, we had challenges for ourselves each night. So I went out and I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna talk to every single person in this room tonight. And we went to this one party and there was like 90 people, and I was like, oh my god. So we're just like, all right, break. And we both went different ways, and we started talking to every person in the room. Everybody who was there when we got to them, basically, we chatted to, and we talked to so many people. And like this whole touch barrier thing, as much as some people think it's just like, oh, that's disgusting, it's so perverted, you know, you're just touching people I don't want to be touched. No. If you're not a creep, then you can actually do it. And we weren't just doing it on girls. So like we go up and be like, hey, how's it going? Shake somebody's hand, bam. Touch barrier is broken. Now you guys are a little bit closer, because you know, if you're standing there with your hands in your pockets, it's gonna closed off body language. The person won't feel so comfortable to open up to you, and we learned this, so we were doing that actively with people, right? And like next thing you know, later in the night, we have our arm around like a bunch of people, like dancing and singing and being crazy and just having fun with everybody, making the party more fun for ourselves. And that's when we got our little mantra, when we started saying, tonight is going to be amazing, it's going to be epic, and anybody who wants to join into our epic is allowed to. If they don't want to, well, then they can go do their own damn thing. You know what I'm saying? So this is how we started to live. Every single weekend we go downtown, we do this, and we build up our confidence. And while building up our confidence, I was escaping depression in a natural way, because I was interacting with people. Now, some people are less like, oh, well, I'm an introvert and I can't do that. Listen, my best friend is an introvert. He is amazing at one-on-one conversations. He's amazing at pulling a person to the side and connecting with them on a one-on-one basis, because he's very, very interested in people. He's very interested in learning about other cultures. He's very interested in people as individuals and understanding how they work, right? So just because he's introverted doesn't mean that he has no confidence. It's just a totally different, it's just a different angle to come at the same situation. So this worked for both of us in a different way. I was just a bit louder and more obnoxious about the way that I went about it. So now we're gonna fast forward a bit more. I have a lot of confidence now, but I've just realized something. I liked who I was becoming, but I still hated myself. And so I needed to deal with this. This was the next step in my challenge, and I'm gonna tell you guys in another piece, so hopefully you guys are enjoying my random story that started and sprung off of depression. And yeah, I'll see you guys in a couple days. All right, yeah, baby.